Hi, my name is Mark Halma, Senior Business Broker here at Raincatcher. Raincatcher is a business brokerage firm focused on sell-side advisory. We work with businesses that are more Main Street sized businesses all the way up to lower middle market businesses and do so across all 50 states and Canada. Along with our brokerage and M&A services, we also help our clients with exit planning and helping them prepare their business for sale and ensuring maximum value on that occasion. One of the reasons we have been successful is our ability to identify and target the right type of buyer for our clients. So the question for today's video is, who will we approach when we are selling your company? The answer there is Raincatcher is going to create a bespoke marketing strategy that makes sense for your specific business. I'm going to put this simply, different businesses attract different buyers. Key factors include location, industry, financial performance, and overall risk. Raincatcher does have a proprietary database of thousands of buyers who have informed us of their acquisition criteria, which helps us effectively target specific buyers with search parameters that are a fit for the profile of your business. We want to make sure that we are only sharing potentially sensitive information about your business to qualified buyers who are indeed a good fit. We always require buyers to sign a non-disclosure agreement. We want to make sure that we are protecting your confidentiality throughout and beyond the sales process. We take the time to screen all of these potential buyers before we deliver anything other than basic non-identifying information on your business. I think that's very important. Utilizing our buyer database is only one weapon in our arsenal, though. Another source that we use is public listing sites. These are various listing sites that we use. Different sites are a fit for different businesses, usually based on size. And as mentioned previously, anytime that we use these listing sites and put information about your business, it's at such a high level of info that nobody could identify your business just from reading those descriptions. Another part of our buyer strategy is to use logical thinking and think through who would be a good fit from a strategic point of view. Maybe there are other companies that aren't proactively searching for an acquisition, but if we presented this opportunity to them, they would have a significant interest. So this could be loose competitors, maybe a competitor that's in a different region but nearby that would be looking to grow through acquisition. Sometimes these are vendors or other partners in your supply chain that it may make sense to just acquire that business to improve their own margins. Oftentimes as well, it's financial institutions that we've identified that maybe do own similar businesses and your business would be a good fit for them to add to their portfolio. There are 5 common buyer profiles that we often encounter when we are talking to potential buyers for your business. The first-time buyer, an individual entrepreneur, financial buyer, strategic buyer, and institutional buyer. We'll go through those really quick just to give you a high-level description of what to expect with those kind of buyers. So starting with the first-timer, typically a first-timer is going to be looking for a smaller size deal. Oftentimes they have a current job or career and they're looking to replace that. You could almost call it a lifestyle buyer, someone who's looking to buy a business that they are going to be hands-on operating. They typically have a broader acquisition criteria just because they're working hard to identify what is a good fit for them. Obviously, some more challenges finding just the right deal. So they typically do have to broaden their acquisition criteria in order to find something that is a fit for them. Most often, they are focused on location and cash flow. Typically, they require a longer transition time as well because maybe they aren't experienced in that specific industry, or of course, since they're a first timer, this is the first time they own a business and they may need a little bit of additional hand holding during the transitional period to make sure it's a smooth transition and a successful one. They typically review sites like our own proprietary Raincatcher listing site, along with websites like BizBuySell. Enterprise value range, I would say typically between $200,000 and $3 million in terms of their search. So that is the first time buyer. The next buyer, as we sort of move up the ladder, is the individual entrepreneur. Typically, this entrepreneur is someone who already owned a business, sold, and now has capital to deploy into an acquisition of a new business, or they have a successful business and they are now looking to purchase some sort of bolt-on or complementary business to the business that they already own. They, of course, are a little bit more sophisticated than your first-time buyer, which helps speed up that transition period. They don't need quite as much hand-holding and are usually a little bit more ready-made to take over, but do look in that similar enterprise value range of $200,000 to $3 million. The next buyer to discuss is a financial buyer. So these are buyers that typically have a longer and more granular set of criteria. They know exactly what they're looking for, and they're hyper targeted in that search. They're looking for maximum return with the lowest potential risk. Oftentimes, they are using capital that is owed to other investors, so they want to be extra careful that they are good stewards of that capital. Most often, they will hire some sort of operator to actually run the business day to day. So any business they look at needs to have the cash flow to support paying investors as well as paying some sort of boots on the ground operator from the day to day. They are really looking for a lot of bolt-ons because they want to achieve economies of scale as well. That helps them boost margins. And they are experienced investors and operators who can identify inefficiencies that they can improve upon. Usually looking for $5 million minimum of enterprise value, perhaps maybe slightly lower if it is a good fit, typically $5 million and above. Next buyer would be a strategic buyer. We talked a little bit just about what that means from our sense in developing that strategic buyer list. These are typically groups of buyers that, like we said, may include competitors, vendors, or other buyers that have some sort of synergies with your business. They do require a delicate touch when we are approaching these kind of buyers for obvious reasons. We don't want to give up any sort of competitive info or damage confidentiality regarding this process. So we make sure to take extra special care when talking with these specific buyers. Again, as a reminder, any strategic buyer and any buyer that we bring into this deal will be signing a non-disclosure agreement. Competitors are also interesting in that they can typically pay a premium for your business because they really are looking to improve economies of scale and improve margin directly to the bottom line when they acquire a competitor. We're going to collaborate on this list with you just to make sure that we don't share any sensitive info to a group that you definitely would not want us to share info to. The last buyer is the institutional buyer. This is usually private equity and larger scale investment groups. These groups have access to large amounts of capital funds that they've already raised, or at least have financial backers that they have agreed will fund a deal once they've identified the right opportunity. They're usually looking for lower to middle market M&A size deals of 10 million and above. It was great speaking with you today. Looking forward to working with you in the future.